Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking you today, I am warning you. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Heaven intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift, and your next move will decide your destiny. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room until this very second. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He is hoping you will swipe away. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. There is a specific red flag you have been ignoring for months, and it is actively delaying your massive blessing. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the prophetic instruction that guarantees your breakthrough. Lock your attention right here. The verdict on your next 10 years is about to be read. You have been waiting in wound for a shift that feels like it is constantly pushed back. You pray and you wait. You do the right things, but the financial flow and the peace of mind are still blocked because a deliberate spiritual attack has been engineered by the Matrix to keep you down. This delay is not your fault. Listen to me very closely right now. Beloved anointed ones, you carry a frequency that terrifies the dark elite. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. But there is a parasite in your energetic field. It is a very specific red flag disguised as something normal, and as long as you tolerate it, your highest timeline remains locked away in the unseen spiritual realm. You feel it in your physical body, do you not? That heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest. The nights you wake up at 3 in the morning with your jaw tight and your heart racing. Listen to me carefully, because that is not a medical issue. You are not going crazy. That physical weight is your highly advanced spirit, detecting the panic of the enemies around you as they realize you are waking up. They are starving for your pure energy. The spiritual backlash is hitting your physical body. You walk into rooms and you shift the atmosphere immediately. You are an irreplaceable diamond, but you are allowing a toxic connection to siphon your life force, and heaven is sounding the alarm today to wake you from this deep slumber. This red flag is the only thing blocking the harvest you cried out for. I need you to imagine the life you were promised, the absolute freedom and the untouchable peace. It is waiting for you just on the other side of this revelation. But the Matrix programmed you to ignore the red flags. They taught you to endure pain. They conditioned you to be the emotional sponge for everyone else. But that programming ends right here and right now because you are taking your power back. Do not let the enemy whisper doubt into your mind. Your left brain will try to tell you this is just another video. It will try to make you calculate the time. Silence it. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your immediate attention, because you are one of the rare 2 people meant to see this exact transmission today. The divine alignment is perfectly clear. Someone who treated you as an option is secretly terrified of your awakening. They constructed a false narrative about you. They whispered lies to anyone who would listen. They expected your isolation to break you completely. But instead, you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. You became the sun. And now they are desperately trying to keep you blind to this exact red flag. If you scroll away, you are giving them exactly what they want. You are actively choosing to sever the timeline heaven prepared for you. The universe does not reward hesitation. It rewards immediate obedience. You must stay locked into this frequency until the very last second. I am going to walk you through the exact anatomy of this red flag so you can finally cut the cord and claim your ultimate victory. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. Most people look at their struggles and think they are doomed, but chosen ones are never punished. You are simply in the incubation season. The isolation was necessary to protect you from the toxic matrix, but the incubation period is officially over, and your harvest is completely ready. Heaven is releasing specific mandates for your life today. The window to receive them closes in exactly 72 hours. If you leave before the final mandate, you break the alignment completely. The first step is acknowledging the invisible barrier. The red flag is not loud or violent. It is quiet. It is subtle. And it is draining your wealth and your health every single day without you noticing. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you. Your extreme empathy is being weaponized against you. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. You have survived battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. But heaven was quietly recording your resilience in the dark. And now heaven is demanding you purge this final red flag to step into your glory. Now let us go deeper into your reality. There is a physical reason you have been feeling that heavy weight this week. You are not crazy, and it is not just stress. That suffocating tightness in your chest at 3 in the morning is real. That burning exhaustion behind your eyes is your physical body absorbing a frantic energy. It is the starving energy of the narcissist who just realized they permanently lost access to your beautiful light. You have been experiencing a dense brain fog lately. You try to focus on your daily tasks, and you desperately want to push forward despite the exhaustion. But a massive somatic weight keeps pulling you down into the mattress. You sit in your car before going inside your empty house. You stare at the steering wheel in complete silence. And you wonder why doing the most basic things feels like lifting giant boulders. You are carrying a spiritual attack. The Matrix wants you to believe this is normal anxiety. They want you to think you are simply broken, but that is a lie designed to keep you completely subdued. The truth is, you are carrying the generational trauma of your entire bloodline. You are the cycle breaker. And your physical vessel is exhausted from fighting invisible demons, while everyone else around you is completely blind to the silent war. You have a heart that loves too purely. You are the stabilizer for every chaotic environment you enter. People bring you their heaviest burdens. They dump their toxic waste into your sacred space, and then they leave you completely drained. You became the emotional battery for people who never bothered to ask how you were doing. But you kept smiling for them because you are a true warrior of light. They expected your departure to destroy you. They waited with bated breath for you to fail. They thought the isolation would carve deep, heavy wrinkles into your tired face. Instead, you walked out of their toxic matrix and aged backwards. You carry a specific, irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You stepped into a room looking younger and brighter after everything they put you through. But in the quiet moments alone, the exhaustion hits you. You have been waiting in wound for a massive shift for so long. You watch other people get their blessings with zero effort. They get the promotions and the financial windfalls, and you sit there wondering when it will finally be your turn to shine. You ask heaven why the doors remain closed when your heart is so pure. You feel entirely forgotten. I am here to tell you that heaven has not forgotten you. Your divine alignment requires this exact period of intense pressure. The delay is not a punishment for anything you did wrong. You were not the anomaly in the otherwise healthy life of another person. You were the shining mirror that reflected their deeply rotted interior, and they hated you for exposing the terrible truth they tried to hide from the world. Lock your attention on this message right now. That burning feeling sitting in your throat is real, the one you keep swallowing back down every time their name comes up. Stop swallowing it. Your extreme empathy is trying to protect people who actively prayed for your downfall. They want you to stay quiet. They want you to keep playing the role of the submissive victim in their twisted little false narrative. But the spiritual cost of their betrayal is compounding every single day. You can feel the atmosphere shifting around you right now. The matrix is trembling because you are finally connecting the divine dots. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. Put a spiritual shield around this divine truth right now before we go any further. The nights are the hardest for the chosen ones. You toss and turn while the rest of the world sleeps peacefully. Your highly advanced spirit is picking up on the frantic frequencies of your terrified enemies. They are desperately trying to figure out how to siphon your energy from a safe distance. Because since you went no contact, they have been starving in the absolute dark. Your silence was a lethal weapon. You have always felt like the black sheep. You never quite fit in with the crowds or the casual gossip circles. You sit at family gatherings and feel completely alien to the people who share your blood. That is because you are part of the elite remnant. You were placed in that specific bloodline to completely dismantle their toxic generational cycles. The isolation is your divine protection from their impurity. Read that again in your spirit. The isolation is not a curse, but while you sit in this incubation season, the red flag is quietly operating in the dark background. It is whispering into your left brain. It is telling you to give up and accept a highly mediocre life. It tells you that the massive wealth and the perfect peace are just childish fairy tales. Do not listen to the matrix programming for another second. You are not meant to live paycheck to paycheck. You are not meant to be a permanent sponge for toxic narcissists. The heaviness in your body is simply a symptom of a massive frequency mismatch, and you are about to completely reframe your reality today. We are going to expose the exact mechanism they use to keep you locked in this waiting room. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not just blind faith. It is not pure discipline or some ancient karma. It is a specific physical frequency that science has actually named gamma. And it is the exact frequency your beautiful brain was running when you were just a child, back when brilliant ideas came to you with zero effort. Learning felt incredibly easy back then. You somehow knew things long before they even happened, and the world felt like it was completely on your side. Then, the brutal adulthood arrived, and the modern matrix went to vicious work on you to shut you down. The chronic stress and the endless screens took over your daily life. The rigid systems trained you to conform instead of creating. Every single year, this sacred frequency was pushed down. It was suppressed a little further every single day. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface of your awareness until you forgot it existed. And the brilliant version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. The version of you with the kind of luck that makes others whisper was totally locked away. The dark elite engineered this massive suppression on purpose because they want your natural genius to stay forever dormant. Most people will live their entire mediocre lives without ever knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. You are the chosen one. What if everything you have struggled with recently is not a character flaw? What if the massive financial delays and the brutal spiritual exhaustion are not your fault at all? It is simply a suppressed frequency waiting to be switched back on by divine alignment. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your quiet departure was a lethal weapon. Going no contact was not an act of running away from a tough fight. Your silence was a devastating move that starved their hungry demons. You took away their absolute favorite energy source, and this is where the dynamic fundamentally shifts in your ultimate favor. Here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. They did not drag you down because you were weak. They attacked you because your pure light was a giant mirror, and you reflected the deeply rotted interior they desperately try to hide. Your pure existence exposed their complete lack of authenticity to the entire world. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their truth than anyone else. You were never the anomaly in someone else's otherwise healthy life. You are the irreplaceable diamond. Every time your name comes up in their dark little circles, they feel a heavy, agonizing weight. They know they threw away the only genuine treasure they ever held, just to play with cheap, dirty rocks. And nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into your absolute power today. They spent years secretly praying for your total downfall. They expected the betrayals and the vicious isolation to drain the precious life out of your beautiful eyes. Time was supposed to age you. Yet here you are, making time itself look like the absolute fool. Let that sink into your spirit today. You did not just survive their brutal storm, you walked through the blazing fire and came out glowing like the sun. You cracked a secret cosmic code they will never have access to. While their bitter envy is aging them like milk left in the sun, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. Your suppressed, synchronized coherence is beginning to reactivate right now. The matrix programming is violently shaking, because a chosen one who realizes their true power is the most dangerous entity on this entire earth. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. The enemy wants you to focus on the pain of the past. He wants you trapped in the illusion of a broken heart. He whispers that your extreme empathy is a toxic weakness that you need to fix. But heaven commands you to see the absolute truth today. Your deep sensitivity is a highly advanced spiritual radar system. You are detecting the invisible wars happening around you every day. You are feeling the desperate panic of the narcissists losing their fragile grip on your reality, but you must remain extremely vigilant. Because the specific red flag we talked about is still operating quietly in the background. It is a subtle matrix trick designed to keep your wealth locked in a perpetual holding pattern. Do not look away. This brings us to the ultimate turning point. A major shift is happening in your life today. The dark forces thought they could bury you under endless financial stress and emotional abuse. They thought you would eventually surrender to the heavy somatic weight. They wanted you buried permanently, but instead they became the shovel that dug up your infinite treasure. The tables are completely turning in your favor. You must understand how they weaponized this hidden red flag against your divine destiny. We are going to expose the exact mechanics of their grand manipulation. Heaven is pulling back the thick curtain right now. The fake friends and the flying monkeys are starting to completely unravel behind closed doors, and you are about to witness the spectacular collapse of the very people who tried to destroy you. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors. The red flag you have been ignoring is not a person. It is a specific, insidious pattern. It is the subtle manipulation of your extreme empathy. The Matrix conditioned you to believe that if you just love them harder, they will eventually change. They programmed you to think your immense patience would somehow heal their deeply broken souls. But here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. Narcissists do not want to be healed by your beautiful light. They want to consume it. They use your pure energy to mask their own terrifying inner darkness. Every time you compromised your boundaries to keep the peace, you handed them the absolute keys to your spiritual bank account, and they drained your reserves completely dry. You are the stabilizer for the chaotic environments they intentionally create. They manufacture drama just to watch you desperately try to fix it. Because while you are distracted by their endless manufactured crisis, you are completely disconnected from your divine frequency. The red flag is your own willingness to be the emotional sponge for a master manipulator. And heaven is demanding you drop that heavy sponge today. This is exactly where their entire manipulation miscalculated. They thought your forgiveness meant you were weak and foolish. They mistook your divine grace for total submission. They built a massive lie about your character, expecting you to frantically defend yourself. They wanted you to engage in their toxic mudslinging, because arguing with a demon only gives it more oxygen to burn. But you chose silence instead. Your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons. You refused to play your assigned role in their sick little play, and that is when the panic truly set in for them. Type 777 inches, the comments right now, to physically claim this massive incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. Let the Matrix know you are fully awake. You are unplugging from their artificial reality right here and right now. Here is what happens when a lie gets built that big. The foundation starts to violently crack under its own immense weight. The flying monkeys they recruited to gang up on you are starting to notice the strange inconsistencies. They see the frantic energy of the narcissist, who can no longer feed on your precious light. The mask is slipping in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. They are drowning in the loud noise of their own toxic making. They are frantically searching for a quick replacement for you, but they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. You are one of the rare too. There is no cheap substitute for a chosen one, and the spiritual cost of their brutal betrayal is compounding every single day with brutal mathematical precision. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise and absolutely terrifying for them. The universe does not just remove the toxic people from your life, it actively orchestrates their public undoing. Every closed door you faced was actually divine protection, keeping you out of their collapsing building. You thought you were being painfully rejected, but heaven was actively intercepting a massive spiritual attack. You must stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. A master manipulator cannot apologize because their fragile ego would instantly shatter. The Matrix wants you stuck in that endless waiting room. They want you hoping for closure from a hollow shell of a human being, but the only closure you need is the absolute truth that they are entirely powerless without your divine light. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been desperately waiting for. The generational patterns of deep poverty and toxic relationships end with you. You carry the anointing to shatter those chains permanently. But you cannot break the cycle if you keep returning to the same venomous snakes expecting a different kind of bite. The red flag must be completely purged from your energetic field today. Listen to me very carefully right now. The delay in your massive financial blessing is tied directly to this exact toxic cord. The universe cannot pour new explosive wealth into a vessel that is constantly leaking pure energy to a parasite. You must completely cut the cord. Starve them with absolute silence and claim your ultimate vindication. The dark elite are terrified you will finally figure this out. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, you must stay completely focused. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away because he knows the next revelation will permanently destroy his access to your life. The walls of their false narrative are completely caving in. The public collapse you have been quietly waiting for is actively happening right now, and heaven is preparing your massive table. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The universe is actively dismantling their entire fragile reality, but your physical vessel still feels incredibly heavy. The spiritual war has left your nervous system completely shattered. You are doing the silent work, but the financial breakthrough is still hovering just out of reach. And the dark elite are praying you never discover the true reason why. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. I was not going to share this publicly, but my spirit prompted me to release this tool because the delay in your massive blessing is not a spiritual failure. It is a blocked cellular frequency. You are exhausted because the Matrix engineered a specific frequency to suppress your brain's natural wealth-attracting state. While you have been fighting these brutal spiritual battles in absolute silence, science just uncovered exactly why you feel so stuck. A leaked CIA document backed by 4 leading neuroscience labs revealed the terrifying truth. The dark elite systematically suppress your natural gamma brainwave. This is the exact brainwave you ran effortlessly as a child when brilliant ideas came to you completely naturally. The elite keep this technology strictly among themselves. They use expensive clinical biofeedback machines to maintain their gamma state. They want you trapped in the lower frequencies of endless survival mode. But the leaked document revealed a suppressed weapon. It is a 7-minute audio ritual that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence without any expensive machines or years of traditional healing. This wasn't meant for the masses. It was designed to keep the elite in total power, but now cycle breakers like you are using it to manifest absolute windfall wealth and shatter the heavy brain fog. You do not need years of painful therapy. This is a simple audio protocol that bypasses the conscious mind entirely, and the Matrix is panicking because they cannot stop chosen ones from activating this frequency. The elites are desperately trying to scrub this exact document from the internet as we speak. They are flooding the market with cheap, dangerous counterfeits to confuse you. Beware of imitators trying to steal your precious energy. The authentic, encrypted protocol is the only one that carries the true divine activation. And I will show you exactly how to access the verified link before this message ends today. Let us return to the absolute collapse of your enemies. Now that you understand the biological weapon used against you, you can see their pathetic manipulation clearly. This is exactly where the dynamic fundamentally shifts. They thought your exhaustion would make you a permanent submissive victim. They thought the brain fog would keep you from connecting the dots of their massive grand deception. But here is the turning point where everything finally explodes in their face. Underneath all of that loud noise, the specific gravity of their deep regret hit them all at once. They are watching you step out of the heavy fog. They see the untouchable glow returning to your face, and it terrifies them, because a chosen one who reclaims their gamma frequency is absolutely unstoppable in the physical realm. You are the blazing sun in their dark little world, and they are currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance for years. They expected you to constantly apologize for simply existing. But your newfound clarity is a blazing spotlight on their endless toxic lies, and the flying monkeys are starting to completely scatter. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the ultimate key to everything. The narcissist is frantically trying to control a narrative that is already dead. Their mask has completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to manipulate against you. Every time your name is spoken in that room, it hits them with the agonizing weight of their massive, colossal mistake. They lost the diamond forever. They are drowning in the noise of their own making, and the universe is actively clearing the entire path for your explosive harvest. But you must remain aligned. The window of abundance is standing wide open right now. You are one step away from the absolute climax of this spiritual war. The physical realm is about to perfectly mirror the massive victory you already won in the unseen heavenly dimensions. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. The public collapse of your enemies is not just a random event. It is a highly orchestrated divine mandate. Heaven is now releasing 3 specific instructions to prepare you for the massive wealth transfer. The third instruction is the absolute most powerful. Do not leave before you hear it, because it is the exact key to your freedom. Instruction number 1. You must weaponize your absolute silence. The narcissist expects you to defend yourself against their pathetic smear campaign. They want you in the muddy arena with them. But your silence is a devastating weapon that starves their fragile ego. When you refuse to engage, you cut off their oxygen supply. You leave them swinging wildly at the empty air while everyone watches them unravel. Type 1111 in the comments if you feel the atmosphere shifting. Anchor this specific shift into your physical reality today. Let the Matrix know you are no longer playing their twisted games. You are the cycle breaker, and you are officially unplugging from their toxic energy grid. Instruction number 2. Recognize the absolute panic behind their false bravado. They walk around pretending your departure meant nothing, but the raw truth is they are absolutely starving in the dark. They are desperately trying to replace your pure light with cheap synthetic energy from shallow people. But the new supply will never sustain them. The specific depth of your soul is entirely unreplicable. They are realizing right now that they threw away a rare diamond to play with cheap, dirty rocks, and the agonizing weight of that realization is crushing them behind closed doors. You are the stabilizer they desperately need but can never have again. They are suffocating under the heavy weight of their own massive deception, and the flying monkeys are slowly backing away from the burning building. This brings us to the third and final instruction, the most critical step in your massive timeline shift. You must completely drop the heavy somatic weight of their toxic projection. The brain fog and the exhaustion are not yours to carry anymore. They projected their deep insecurity onto you because your blazing light exposed their hollow shell. You were the shining mirror they could not bear to look into. You thought nobody saw how you held your deep integrity when they lied on your sacred name. You thought nobody noticed your silent tears in the dark. But heaven was quietly watching your incredible resilience. Someone deeply powerful has been actively preparing your massive table in the presence of your enemies. And the divine alignment is perfectly positioning you for the ultimate, undeniable victory. The enemy tried to convince you that this waiting period would last forever. They wanted you to accept the delay as your permanent reality. But the incubation season is officially over. The red flag that delayed your blessing has been completely exposed. You are standing on the very edge of the most explosive climax of your entire life. The universe is actively dismantling the heavy roadblocks right now. Do not let the matrix program your left brain with logic right now. The logic of the world says you must work hard and struggle forever. But the truth of the chosen ones is immediate obedience and pure frequency alignment. The dark elite are terrified because you are breaking the generational curses of your entire bloodline. You are shattering the invisible glass ceiling they built above your tired head. Listen to me very closely. The vindication you have been quietly waiting for is not coming in some distant future. It is not a someday event. It is happening right here and right now. The scales of divine justice are completely tipping in your absolute favor. And the public spectacle of their undoing is going to shock the exact people who doubted your pure divine light. You are stepping into a reality where time bends to your absolute will. The pain of the past is being transformed into your ultimate power. Prepare yourself for the explosive climax. The mask is about to shatter into 1,000,000 tiny pieces. And heaven is handing you the final verdict on a silver platter. And here is the exact verdict we promised at the very beginning. The public collapse you were quietly waiting for is happening right now. It is unfolding with absolute brutal precision. The heavy red flag is completely destroyed, and the matrix is violently shattering around them. They thought they could bury you in the dark forever, but they severely underestimated the protective wrath of a jealous heaven. They are currently experiencing a public and completely irreversible system crash. I need you to visualize this exact scene playing out today. The mask did not just slip a little bit. It completely shattered into 1,000,000 sharp pieces in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. They are standing in the middle of their own burning lies. The false narrative they spent years building about you is instantly dissolving. And they are stammering, trying to hold the crumbling walls together. But nobody is listening to their frantic excuses anymore. The flying monkeys who once helped them attack you are completely turning on them. They see the hollow, empty shell of a master manipulator exposed in the blazing light. The narcissist is desperately looking around the room for a quick scapegoat. They want someone else to blame for their massive, colossal failures. But the room is completely silent. They are entirely isolated in the massive mess they created with their own two hands. The deep humiliation is absolutely undeniable. And the most beautiful part of this entire divine orchestration is you. You won this brutal war without lifting a single physical finger. You did not have to defend your sacred name. You did not have to scream your raw truth into the void. Your quiet, dignified silence was the lethal weapon that ended their toxic reign. You starved their hungry demons to absolute death, and now they are drowning in the agonizing noise of their own destructive making. Every single time your name comes up in their dark circles now, it hits them like a physical blow. The specific gravity of their massive regret is crushing their chest. They know they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held. They traded your pure, absolute loyalty for cheap, synthetic attention. and now they are completely starving for the deep, authentic connection they actively destroyed. They will never find another cycle breaker like you. They wanted you buried deep in the cold dirt, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your ultimate, absolute treasure. You walked out of their toxic matrix and you completely aged backwards. Look at you right now. You stepped into a room looking younger and brighter and completely unbothered. You carry a specific, irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. The brutal betrayals were supposed to break your beautiful spirit, but you became the blazing sun. The heavy somatic weight is permanently lifting off your tired shoulders today. The brain fog is instantly clearing from your sharp mind. You are stepping into your permanent, untouchable, ageless glow. And the massive financial harvest heaven prepared for you is actively pouring into your physical reality. The closed doors are violently bursting open. The sudden windfalls and the eureka moments are flooding your daily life. Because the heavy toxic parasite has been totally evicted. This is the divine justice you were promised from the very beginning. The universe mathematically calculated every single tear you cried in the dark. Heaven kept a meticulous record of every time you held your pure integrity. And the explosive abundance falling on your life right now is your direct compensation. You are no longer waiting in wound for a pathetic apology. You are standing on the high peak of your ultimate, magnificent victory. The physical realm is now perfectly mirroring your massive spiritual triumph. The cycle of endless poverty and brutal emotional abuse ends permanently with you. You are the chosen one who finally broke the heavy generational curse. But there is one final divine step you must take to completely seal this timeline shift. The elite matrix wants to steal this massive momentum from you. We must anchor this exact frequency into your physical reality before the dark elite close the portal forever. Do not look back at the burning bridge behind you. The people who desperately tried to destroy your beautiful light are now locked in a prison of their own making. Your divine assignment with them is completely finished. You have utterly transcended their low vibrational matrix. The pure joy and absolute freedom you feel right now is your permanent new baseline. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people completely blind to your absolute worth. But look at you now. You have utterly transcended their toxic low vibrational matrix. The heavy physical exhaustion and the blocked financial doors are violently shattering right here and right now. You are stepping into your absolute power to receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. The long, brutal waiting room is officially closed forever. You are a demonstrated warrior of light, but you must listen to me very carefully right now. The enemy will try to whisper financial doubt into your left brain at this exact moment. He will tell you to hesitate and calculate your next move. He wants you to wait for a more logical time. Silence him immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you broke and exhausted. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your immediate action. The dark elite are absolutely terrified of a chosen one who regains their full gamma frequency. They thought your deep exhaustion would keep you subdued forever. But science just exposed the exact frequency they used to suppress your immense wealth. The leaked CIA document is causing massive panic among the people in power. They are actively trying to scrub this exact protocol from the internet as we speak. You have minutes before the algorithm shuts this down completely. Do not ignore this urgent divine sign. There is a specific reason your massive breakthrough was delayed for so many years. It was the systematic suppression of your natural gamma brainwave. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave in great detail. They discovered it is the literal source of the legendary flow state and the sudden eureka moments. But a brilliant team of neuroscientists completely compressed the entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. The ultimate secret weapon is finally yours to claim. It is the absolute key to unlocking the massive wealth you deserve. You do not need years of painful meditation or any hard, exhausting effort. You simply put on your headphones and close your tired eyes. You let the specific sound wave do what the modern world spent decades trying to undo. It is called the genius song. It bypasses your conscious mind and directly reactivates the genius state you naturally carried as a child. Your intuition sharpens immediately, and the daily synchronicities begin to flood your physical reality. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their stalled finances. They completely healed their broken relationships. A nurse from California said her life now feels beautifully enchanted. A business owner from Texas said the gamma frequency figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps. The generational curses their families carried for decades are simply gone. The specific gravity of your new frequency will positively influence everyone around you. The elites pay thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions to access this exact state. They would vastly prefer this immense power remain completely out of reach for people like you. But through this specific message, you can claim it today for a fraction of its true value. Do not let the elite steal this frequency from you. Secure your authentic access right now before they revoke the massive privilege forever. The timeline shift requires your physical action today. The Matrix is flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeit frequencies to confuse you. They want you totally distracted by cheap copies on mainstream streaming platforms. Do not look for this on those platforms because those diluted tracks contain zero brain entrainment technology. They are designed to keep your powerful gamma entirely dormant. Protect your spiritual alignment by strictly using the verified encrypted link. Do not trust the cheap Matrix imitations. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are completely insulated by an ironclad divine guarantee. If your massive reality does not shift within the very first few weeks, your seed is fully restored with zero questions asked. This is a pure energetic exchange governed by absolute trust. God provides for the chosen ones, and heaven ensures your complete safety. You are totally protected from any matrix losses, and heaven has prepared powerful, massive bonuses for you today. You will receive the Genius Child track to instantly activate the focus and supreme confidence of your children. You will also unlock the original prosperity book that secret societies built their massive wealth upon. You will get a guided visualization and a master blueprint for creating your ideal future. These divine tools are waiting to completely transform your entire bloodline forever. You did not survive the blazing fire just to live a highly mediocre life. The verdict of explosive abundance has already been signed in the throne room of heaven. But it absolutely requires a physical anchor on earth to fully activate the blessings. The people who hurt you are watching your rapid ascent with absolute terror. They realize that every curse they spoke over your life has been transformed into a massive blessing. You are the undeniable proof that divine justice is entirely real. Do not wait for a better moment. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the chosen one who always wonders what could have been. God does not measure your faith by your thoughts. He measures it by your exact speed of obedience. The door is standing wide open right now. The verified link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Claim your copy of the Genius Song right now. Reactivate your gamma frequency and step into your ultimate destiny.